Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best point guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 12,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. So we got 30 of the best point guards in my team here on this list. If there's any point guards that you think I left off this list that you'd think deserve to be on it, and you'd like to know my thoughts on where they'd rank on the list, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll let y'all know. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. Devin Booker are going to go B tier. Very solid card. Good release. Very good release. Actually, he's got great stats and badges, especially once he's fully devoted. He is a really nice card with good size, the point guard position, great sigs, really solid all-around option. He's borderline A tier, might even get moved up a little bit. Actually, I mean, he's damn close to A tier, I'll be honest, but I think I gotta go B. AI is not good. I do not like AI. He's undersized, and he doesn't have a great release, and he really has sigs. I don't like his size up very much either. It's just 6 foot, not a great release. That's a deal breaker. Plain and simple. Ben Simmons is an S tier PG, really good card. Very high on Ben, still at the PG position. I think he deserves to be an S tier guy, and I think he's one of the better point guards in the game, to be completely honest. Like a top 3 or 4 guy in the game at the PG position. Really good card. Definitely an S tier guy. Cade Cunningham, I think, is B or C. I mean, mid is a fair way to describe him. He's not bad, but he's just not great. D-Book is definitely better. I'm going to move D-Book up for right now. D-Book might wind up being end of A or top of B, but for now I think I'm going to do that because I think that's a little bit more fair because they're definitely not on the same level. But Cade is not horrible. He's just not great, to be completely honest. CP3, he's better than AI in my opinion, just slightly, but not by much. And honestly, he's another guy who's very undersized and does not have a great release. So that's a D-tier guy at this point in the game. There's just no doubt about it whatsoever. Damian Lillard, kind of same thing. Not the best defensive PG, very undersized. I don't love his release either. That's the other thing about Dame that I'm not a huge fan of, is that his release, I just think, is kind of mid. I understand the stats and badges are really good. I understand the SIGs are great. And he's got a very solid release, but, like, I mean, it's not great, and he's undersized. He's one of the worst point guards in this list, unfortunately, so I think it's fair to put him in the D tier. Dominique's going to go A for sure. Dominique's a really good card. Worst part about him is his release, but even his release isn't bad. He moves well. He's an elite defender. He's an invincible card. He's got good size. He's a very good option at the point guard position. Definitely a top tier type of guy, and definitely an A tier point guard in my team. Donovan Mitchell, because he's 6'1", also goes to the D tier. Size is so important in this game, and Donovan Mitchell does not provide a lot of it. It's really that simple. Not a great card, not terrible, but yeah. Hito, I think, is A as well. I think Hito's better than Devin Booker. I really do. I love the fact that he's 6'10" and has a great release. I think he's one of the best point guards in there. I think he's borderline S tier. Like, he's really damn close to S tier. I would almost argue putting him in S tier. That's how good I really do believe that Hito Turkoglu is. Big fan of the card. And his release, his movement, his size, all these things are great. And he's a really good option in my team. Jalen Rose is going to go B. Not the best release in the world, but not horrific. Everything else with the card is pretty darn good, though. He's got great sigs. He is 6'8". He's a very sold option at the point guard position. Harden is an elite offensive point guard, not incredible defensively, a little bit undersized, but I do still think he's good enough to where he is a B tier guy. Gonna go Jimmy in high C because Jimmy's release is not that great anymore. I feel like he's not bad either. I feel like he's also a borderline B tier guy, but I don't know if I can quite give him the B tier. I got a few guys in C tier, and I think Jimmy probably is the top of that group. J.R. Smith is on a very similar level to guys like Jimmy and James Harden. Like, he's in that same spot where you could go borderline, I feel like B or C. I think I'm going to put JR in B because I like his release. I don't love his sigs. I don't like his size up, but I do like the card overall, and I think the release is very good. So, solid enough option. Unfortunately, Drew Holiday is also going to go D tier. I just think, when I'm looking at the guys left on this list, I don't know if he's better than them. I don't like his release. If he had a good release, he'd be C tier, but I don't like his release very much, so he's going to go D as well. I would take KPJ over all of these point guards in B tier, except I might take him over all the point guards in B tier. I'll be honest, because of how good his release is. I understand everything else about the card is not incredible, but his release is insane. He's got good size at PG. That's a top tier guy. I mean, he really is a top tier guy. I do believe that. And I think he's an awesome card for the B tier. LaMelo is LaMelo S. LaMelo's S. I'm going to give him S. It's close, but I'm going to give LaMelo S. I do think he does deserve to be an S tier guy. He's a top 5 or 6 point guard on this list, and I do believe that's an S tier caliber guy. So we're going to put him up in the S tier. Lance Stevenson's going to go C. Really nice budget PG. Don't think he's any better than that, but he is a very solid card. Luka's S. He's the best 300 PG in the game, in my opinion. I would say he's the second best point guard in the game, period. I really like the card a lot. Magic will also go S because of the fact he's 6'9", moves so well, and is such an elite defender. I don't like his release that much, but I don't love Ben's release either, and that's okay because they're still both such good all-around cards that even without having the best release, they both are S tier caliber guys. Manu Ginobili, great offensive card, not incredible defensively. He's good enough C tier, but I wouldn't say he's any higher than that. I'm going to put MJ D tier. His release sucks, man. This MJ release is bad. I understand everything else about this elemental MJ is pretty good, but his release is terrible versus this MJ, which has one of the best releases in the game. KPJ based with MJ upper is really, really good. I mean, it's a different story with that MJ completely, and that's why I generally don't include hero versus normal versions of cards, or they have two cards the same tier. I don't include both tiers because the cards generally are very different. But in that respect, one of them is an A tier guy, an elite level point guard, and one of them is a D tier guy, and absolutely terrible. So that is an important distinction to make. Nikola Jokic is the best point guard in the game, in my opinion. I don't think it's honestly particularly close. He moves really well. He's an elite level offensive card with incredible size and a very, very capable defender. Just a really, really good card in my team. Gonna go C for Penny Hardaway. Don't love his release. Everything else is pretty damn good, but gotta have a slightly better release. I feel like to be higher than C. Reggie Theus, also probably gonna go high C, 6'5", decent release. Not a bad card, just not incredible in any specific area. Ron Artest is a high A, honestly low S type of guy. I'm going to give him my last S tier spot. I think I'm going to. It could be him, it could be Hito, it could be Dominique, it could be MJ. You could really go with any of those guys. They're all pretty close to interchangeable. For right now, I'm going to go with Ron Artest because I love his release, and I love the fact that he's such a good defender as well. I think he's a very, really good card. SGA is going to go A tier. Love the card. Really, really good at the PG position. Nice release. Moves well. Overall, great card. Sean Livingston, same thing. Also going to go A. JT Thorbase is very similar to LaMelo. He's 6'7". He's got great SIGs. He's a great slasher. Really good release. Really, really good card. Steph is C. He would be higher if he was 6'8", 6'6", but he's 6'3", and he's undersized. That's why he's as low as he is, despite being an invincible card. Very fun, good card to use. I really enjoyed using him today, but he is still C. And then Tyrese Halliburton also is going to go C. Honestly, Lance could actually probably... Well, one of these guys should move up. It should probably be Jimmy. Jimmy's going to move up. I'm going to move Jimmy up, and I think Tyrese Halliburton's also going to go C. Another guy who does not have a very good release, I would almost argue potentially regular MJ over Tyrese, but probably not quite. But I don't love his release. His SIGs are okay. He's got quick draws, which is good, but... is he better than MJ? You know he's not better than Donovan Mitchell. I'm making the swap right here. I think this is the fairest list that I can do right here. I really do believe Donovan Mitchell is probably the best card in the D tier, and for that reason, we're going to move him up to C, and we're going to swap Mr. Tyrese down to D, despite the massive size difference there. So that is going to do it for this video. Let me know what y'all think of my tier list down in the comment section down below, who I maybe rank too high or too low, or if there's anybody that I left off the list entirely that you do think does deserve a spot, feel free to let me know. 30 cards. It's very possible that I missed a few of those, so yeah, like I said, let me know about that. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.